Have you just been sick all over me? Hello guys, today I am going to do a 4-month postpartum update. I was meant to do a 3-month one, but life just gets in the way massively at the moment and there is no time to do anything. So I had a C-section and fortunately my recovery has gone really well for that. I have had no problems with the actual C-section healing. The scar is it's still kind of red and angry looking, but it's flattening now and there's no problems with it. It still aches sometimes on the inside and feels like there's a lot of pressure on it. Now I have an existing prolapse issue, so I believe it's that's causing that ache in there. It literally does feel like it's pulling down on it, so that gets quite uncomfortable, quite painful. The area around it feels like really stiff and hard, and I'm assuming that's like scar tissue. I've started scar massage, which I think is helping a bit. It's kind of weird to start with. Like they tell you need to do there's different steps to get used to touching it and stuff, and I wasn't too bad with it, but it is definitely weird, like touching and massaging the actual scar itself. The area around it's fine. The area above it, there's no feeling there, and I think a lot of people say that they lose feeling around it, and there's no feeling come back yet, which is, it's weird, but I'm not having any problems with that, so I'm not even thinking about it. I'm still breastfeeding, so my period hasn't returned, which is nice. I think the last update I did was at 1 month, and postpartum bleeding hadn't stopped then, but it has now. Obviously it's been 4 months, and that was done by about 6 weeks. So it's been like 3 months nearly now of not having any bleeding, which is nice. Long may that continue. This one is now fully breastfeeding. In the last update, she had been put on a feeding plan because she lost 14% of her birth weight, and I was having to express and top her up. She weaned herself off of the bottle, and I said in the last update that I was going to continue pumping so that John could give her 1 feed before bed. I think about 2 days after I filmed that, she just decided that she wasn't taking the bottle anymore, and she doesn't now, so she is just fully breastfed. And I was kind of hoping that she would still take a bottle because it gives me a little bit more freedom, but it is what it is at the moment. We'll maybe readdress that in a couple of months' time. But yeah, she's doing well with feeding. She's back up to the 75th centile, so we don't have any problems with that, do we? I'm still going to bed early to try and get a decent amount of sleep in. So that was the whole point of John doing a feed at night time, so that I could go to bed at like 8 and he could give her a feed about 9:30 and then just put her to bed. But she stopped doing that, and there is no consistency with her sleep whatsoever. Some nights she will sleep through until like 5:30. Some nights she's up at like 12:30 and then 4:30 and then 6:30. There's just no consistency to it. But the majority of the time she will sleep through until about 3:30. So if I can get to sleep before 9 o'clock, I do get like a decent chunk of sleep in, which is nice. But the 4-month sleep regression hit us early, and because it was early, it was maybe like 3 weeks ago. I was not expecting it, and we went from her sleeping through until like 5:30 to her waking up at 1:30, and I could not get her back to sleep until about 5:30. She was up for 4 hours, and that happened for 2 nights. And the second night I was expecting it, so it wasn't so bad, but the first night I was like, oh no, I can't, I'm not ready, because Isabel's 4-month sleep regression seemed to go on for about 3 months. I was like, I can't do this. But we only had like the 2 nights of really bad sleep, and then her naps, I haven't been able to put her down for naps for like 3 weeks now, but yesterday I managed to put her down for 2, and this morning I've managed to put her down for 2 naps as well. So fingers crossed. I mean, I still have to feed her to sleep and then try and transfer her somewhere, and it only lasts for about 20 minutes, but that is 20 minutes per nap more than I was getting before, so I'm going to take that. I can't really baby wear her much at the moment because I'm having so many issues. Are you okay? Are you making yourself sick with your hand? Because I'm having so many issues with the prolapse, I can't baby wear her much, which has been a pain with her not sleeping unless she's actually on me. And I think all of this has contributed to postnatal depression. I had postnatal depression with Isabel I've also suffered with depression on and off over the years, and I've been on sertraline since the PND with Isabel, so I've had that upped, which seems to have made a difference. I think the fact that, you know, we're coming to the end of winter, I'm in a lot of pain, everything that's been going on with the house, and then just like not being able to get out as much, move about like I want to, has just contributed to it. And the last, I'd say like the last 6 weeks have been hard, and I said in my previous update that we were surviving, not thriving, and that's been it now for the last few weeks. And there's been times where I haven't even left the house for like 5 or 6 days at a time, because I don't have the energy to get everybody up and dressed and out of the house. Getting like the pram in and out of the car is literally killing me off at the moment. It hurts. And then going for a walk as well hasn't been fantastic. So I've struggled. I have really struggled the last couple of weeks, and I struggle with not having any me time. Now, obviously, I know when you have kids, you expect the majority of your time to be taken up with looking after them, but there is like literally no downtime. There is always someone that needs something. The only person I can really hand them over to is John, and he's obviously at work all day, and then he's still trying to sort out the house. So I don't feel like I can just be like, right, you need to take them for like 4 hours today, because then he doesn't get a break and the stuff in the house doesn't get done, and it's all that just like goes round in your head. So I would definitely say that the last few weeks have been really tough. Hey baby. And I'm just thankful that this one does sleep okay at night time, because I think if she was up every 2 hours like Isabel used to be, I probably would have died off by now. What's the matter with you? Hey? What's the matter? I'm also, as well, where I've been nap trapped so much, I haven't had the chance to exercise like I want to, and that obviously contributes to the feeling of feeling miserable. It contributes to the fact that I haven't lost the weight like I wanted to, and because I'm miserable, I then think, oh well, I'm going to have like a cake or something to cheer me up, and that makes me fatter. So that's like a self-perpetuating cycle, which is not good. Since I've had my medication upped, I'm trying to be more mindful of what I'm eating, but it is hard. I am struggling quite a bit at the moment, and I think when I do get a moment, because obviously there are times where I have to say to John, no, I can't keep going with this, like you need to take both of them for a few minutes for me. It's then like I have to make the choice between, hey, what's the matter? Do I sleep? Do I have like a longer shower? Do I get housework done? Do I do some of the renovations? Do I do some work? Do I go out and socialise? Do I try and get some exercise done? And it ends up that I just, you know, sleep wins. I just get into bed and try and catch up with sleep, because although she doesn't sleep badly, I'm still not getting enough sleep, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do spend a lot of my time miserable and snappy and massively overstimulated, and I don't want to be like that. It makes everything worse. It makes Isabel's behaviour worse, because although she is much better now, she's got used to having a little sister, she still gets times where she gets very jealous, and big feelings come out to play. Being as stressed as I am, I then end up, there's been times when I've shouted at her, and I don't want to be a shouty parent. It's not great, but that is what's happened so far. I'm trying to be more mindful of everything that's going on. Obviously spring's coming now, the sun's out, it makes everything feel much better. What is the matter with you? Oh dear, why don't you sit there for a minute? This one just wants to sit up all the time. Postpartum hair loss has well and truly kicked in. It literally comes out in clumps. So my hairbrush is disgusting after like I've washed my hair and brushed it out. It's mad, and I know why it happens, and I was expecting it to happen, but even so, it's quite scary when you see that much hair falling out. And I think I had like 7 inches of hair cut off a few weeks ago, just because because I knew this was coming, and it's easier for me, it's quicker to wash it and dry it when it's shorter, it's less knotty, so it's not you know, it's not the end of the world, but there is a lot of hair coming out. Hey, what's the matter? You've just had a feed, you've just had a sleepy, and you've had a nappy change. What's wrong? My skin is awful. My skin is absolutely disgusting. It's greasy, I've got spots, my hair is greasy. I cut down the amount of times I wash my hair a week to like 2 or 3 when it had Isabel. And it's been like that now for the last 4 years. What are you doing to me? But yeah, now after like 2 days it's gross, and even with dry shampoo it's still disgusting. And I'm hoping that passes quickly. And one thing I found happened when I was pregnant, my leg hair stopped growing, which was weird, but it was great. And now suddenly it's just coming back with a vengeance, so I have no idea what that was all about. Hey baby. And the postpartum sweats are still getting me. I didn't think they were meant to last this long. I don't know if it's a postpartum thing or a breastfeeding thing or an age thing, but I am a sweaty beast and it is disgusting. Everybody in this house is like, oh, it's chilly. And I'm sweating. I am absolutely sweating. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today, because apparently this one is hungry again despite just having a feed. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.